How did we lose it? What happened between the Old Testament and the New Testament? Well, East met with West. That's what happened between those testaments. In the Old Testament, Malachi, it ends with what? The Persians being in charge. When we open up the book in the New Testament, started with Matthew's, all of a sudden we see the Romans in charge of everything. So what happened between those two chapters is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and 11. Come on, what did it say, brother?
Deuteronomy 8:11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
He said, beware that thou forget not.
Forget not.
This is what happened between the Old Testament and the New Testament. What happened was the process to get the children of Israel to forget about the commandments, the laws, and the statutes and the judgments. And they had 360 years of something they call the Hellenistic period. But it was really the mind wiping. It was really keep getting the children so polluted with doing what the other nations was doing that they ultimately forgot about the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments of Yahweh. That's what this 360-year, 400-year period between the Old Testament and New Testament was all about. Getting the children of Israel to forget the laws, the statutes, and the judgments. Are y'all hearing that?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what tells us that. This book called the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha was the writings that sat between what they call the Old Testament and the New Testament. It sat in between that, but they removed this out of our Bibles so that we won't make the connections between what happened when in Malachi and this book bridges what happened in Malachi all the way to what happens or what we see happening in the book of Matthew. This Apocrypha is what is the glue that brings the whole Bible together. And if you don't have this part of the Bible, then the New Testament is going to confuse you, because in the Apocrypha, it shows us that the Greeks, what they did to the Hebrews, and they were the ones dealing with the Hellenistic time and the Hellenistic period, causing the Eastern thought to go down and for the Western thought to take more of a stronghold on the people of the children of Israel. That's what happened in the book of the Apocrypha. It shows us that they was getting the children of Israel to forget the laws of Yahweh. This is when East met West. Are y'all hearing that today? Psalms 83 and 3. What did it say, brother?
Psalms 83 and 3 through 4. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
This is what we understand, and this is what we know. This is what they did in the time of the Greeks. This was the same plan they had in the time of the Psalms. This was the same plan they had, they took crafty counsel against thy people, and they consulted, and they said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation so that they won't even remember that they were even called Israel, that they won't remember that there was laws, statutes, and judgments and commandments. We want them to forget about all of that. And we want them to be socialized and Hellenized and Romanized and ultimately Americanized into our way of thinking and to our understanding. So they can leave them laws, them statutes, and them judgments alone. And it was a period of Hellenization that came in the middle of the Bible, that they removed out of the Bible. They took them books out so that you wouldn't know that your name was Israel and that you wouldn't remember it anymore. Your name wouldn't, they cut you off at that point so that you wouldn't have an idea, couldn't make these connections and couldn't connect these dots. This is what all the nations of the world got together and decided. Ephesians chapter 5 and 6. So now, because they remove your laws, statutes, and judgments, look at what the Apostle Paul was trying to warn us about. What it say?
Ephesians 5, 6 through 7. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God from the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Because at this time, these vain words was all over the place. Philosophy was all over the place. Plato, Socrates, they was all over the place. So Paul is dealing, going through all of these Greek churches and these Greek territories and these Greek providences, sitting there trying to minister to the Gentiles. And they had already been pretty much influencing the Hebrews ever since the time of the Greeks, and this is the time of the Romans, and he's going there trying to recover these brothers and sisters and teach them about the true mighty power of Israel. And but he had to give them a warning: let no man deceive you with vain words, because they were already dealing with abstract thought and concepts and ideas. But the Hebrew thought is not abstract. The Hebrew thought is concrete. Are y'all hearing that? Colossians 2 and 8. Brother Paul warning us again. What did he say?
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
So he let you know this is how the children of Israel got spoiled. They got spoiled through philosophies, through vain deceit. They started following the traditions of man instead of the laws, the statutes, and the judgments of Yahweh. They started going after the rudiments of the world instead of the laws, statutes, and the judgments of Yah. They lost that. Not after Christ, but after something else. And that's how the children of Israel were spoiled. They were spoiled through philosophy. They were spoiled through vain deceit. They were spoiled through the traditions of man. This became our downfall. This became the millstone that was put around our neck as the children of Israel. And in the book of Maccabees, it tells you that many other Israelites went after the heathens' religion, and they wanted to be converted. They wanted to be like them. Many Israelites consented to the religions of the heathen and not after what the Father had given them. And they left the commandments. They left it off. And they wanted to get licensed to do like they did. Are y'all hearing that? This is what happened to our people between the Old and the New Testament. Hellenization. And in the Apocrypha, it tells you all of this. It tells you all of this. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. Listen to what the prophets of old said. Come on.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
You see, even the prophet prophesied that they would discontinue from their heritage, the heritage that he gave them. They would discontinue from the covenant. We read before we even brought this message out. We read the commandments in Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 through 18. Jeremiah is prophesying that these children of Israel, these Israelites, they would discontinue from their heritage that he gave them, and they would be caused to serve their enemies in a land that wasn't theirs, because they had kindled a fire and caused the Most High to be angry. And he says that this shall burn for a long period of time. Hellenized. We as Israelites have adopted the lifestyle, the custom, the ways, the attitude, and the beliefs of the religious pagans around us. This is what Hellenization was all about. You can use the word colonization. Hellenization, colonization, Americanizing, American, all this stuff is to get us as the Israelites to adopt a lifestyle. This is why they're hitting us and trying to bombard us with this homosexual agenda. Every movie, every channel, every station, they hitting you with it. They hitting you with it. Accept it. Accept it. Accept it. This is the way people are. Accept it. They were born that way. Accept it. Are y'all hearing that? Because they want you to adopt their lifestyle. They want you to adopt their customs, their ways, and their attitudes of the beliefs of the religious pagans around. So now you tell somebody and try to minister to somebody, say, man, Easter is not about, there's no such thing as Easter. There was Passover. Well, we see Easter in the book of Acts. No, Easter is Ishtar. That's talking about the fertility goddess. You dealing with rabbits laying eggs. You dealing with pagan things. And they'll fight and argue with you about that. Yeshua didn't die on Friday and get up on Sunday. They'll argue up and down because Israelites now has adopted the lifestyle, the customs, the ways, and the attitude and the beliefs of the religious pagans around them. You say Jesus' birthday wasn't on December 25th? Oh, yes, it was. That's why we got a tree, and that's why we celebrate Christmas, because we have adopted the lifestyle, the custom, the ways, and the attitudes and beliefs of the religious pagans around us. Sunday ain't the Sabbath day. That person will argue up and down. Oh, yes, it's the Lord's day. Sunday is the Lord's day. That's the day that he don't care about what day you worship on. You can worship every day. They get it because they have adopted the lifestyles, the custom, the ways, the attitudes, and the beliefs of the religious pagans around them. Are y'all hearing this? I want this to sink in. This is what Hellenization, colonization was all about. Get you to stop what you was doing and to embrace a new idea, a new perspective, and a new point of viewpoint. Are y'all hearing that? The Western world mindset is abstract. It's metaphorical. It's mental assent. It's more interested in what I can know, opposed to what I can do or what can we do. That's what the Western world is. Abstract. It's metaphorical. It's dealing with just having a mental, oh, I understand that in my mind. Now to do that, you won't do it, but you will understand it in your mind. Oh, I get that. I get what you're saying, Brother John. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Because all you're interested in is what you can know. You're not interested in what you can do. You're only interested in the information. Just give me the information. Just give me the teaching, brother. Just give me your notes, man. Just give me that. I'm not interested in actually doing it. I just want to know it. I just want to have an idea about it. Abstract, metaphoric, mental assent. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for this. The Bible is not to be taken literally, Brother John. It's not to be taken seriously. It's only a metaphor for something else, you know. The three Hebrew boys being in the fire, that's just dealing with you being through tests and trials in your own life. And, you know, and it let you know that he'll be with you in the fire with you, fire of life, and dealing with battles and ups and downs and things like that. But you're going to be all right because God is going to be with you in the fire. He's going to be with you. That's a metaphor, just metaphors. The scriptures are nothing but poetry. And have y'all heard that kind of talk before?
Yep.
Western world mindset. Oh, abstract, man. It's just a beautiful day. I'm too blessed to be stressed, brother. I'm just too blessed. But then you go look at their plate and they got pork on their plate, from the greens to the rib tips and all pork in between. And they say they too blessed to be stressed.
Yes.
Because they forgot Leviticus chapter 11 and what it says. Are y'all hearing that? We can eat whatever we want to. All we got to do is pray over it, brother. All we got to do is say, Lord, bless this food we're about to receive. And they don't understand that the very food that they're eating is forbidden in the scriptures to even eat. So they're interested in the Western world. What can I know instead of what can I do? Hebraic thought and culture is concrete. Again, it revolves around action and function. Action and function. How does this relate to me? What is the action that I must do? What is the function that this thing is doing? How does it function? How does it work? How do we make this thing work? The Greeks, the Romans, and the Americans' thoughts and culture, because America comes from the same concepts and abstract thinking that the Greeks and the Romans do. They're only interested in ideas and words. Ideas and words. Oh, that's a nice idea. Let's see how we can bring that idea to fruition. I want you to get a business plan together and begin to write some things down on the paper. Are y'all hearing this? Abstract. And as we think on the words and the ideas, then we can come and begin to create some things and make some things happen. Not according to the laws, statutes, and judgments, but according to their own thoughts and ideas and minds and words that they're putting down. Are y'all hearing that today? So the Hebrew culture versus the Greek culture is absolutely opposed to one another. It's different. Let me give you some more examples to help you to bring it together. Bereshit. Bereshit is Genesis. Genesis chapter 12 or Bereshit chapter 12, verse 3. What did it say, brother?
Genesis 12:3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Y'all hear that today? That's what the Most High said. He said, man, I'm going to bless them that bless them and curse them that curse them. But if you think about the word bless, bless is an abstract word. What can you see, taste, touch, or hear? Smell, taste, or touch. What can you hear with the word bless? When you say the word bless, what are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you tasting? What are you touching to use the word curse? You can't even taste it, hear it, smell it. You see that? So these are abstract words, bless and curse. Remember, the Eastern thought is what? It's concrete, concrete. See, hear, smell, taste, and touch. So if you're thinking about blessed and thinking about the word curse, those are two abstract words that don't really help you as a Hebrew to really understand what's happening, what's taking place here. That's why it says, with stammering lips and with an unknown tongue, I'm going to speak to my people. But he got to retrieve our Hebraic mind. He got to bring that mind back to us. The word bless is abstract. The word curse is abstract. The word Barak, Barak 1288, that means to kneel. The word Arah means to spit. So we have to replace bless with Baruch.
Who is this?
To kneel. Your line is open, Brother Leo. You got to mute your phone. So we got Baruch 1288, to kneel. We got Aran, means to spit. Y'all see that there? So let's see if we can get a concrete understanding now with replacing the words blessed and cursed with these words. Same chapter, chapter 12 of Genesis. Chapter 3 says, and I will what? Kneel
Kneel. Mhm.
to them. Come on.
Kneel to them that kneel to thee, and spit on him that spit on thee.
Come on. Now, can you see, taste, and hear that word?
Mm-hmm.
You see? Completely different from the Western mindset. The Eastern say, man, the word bless means to kneel when somebody kneeling before you. You can understand that. He's going to make the situation kneel to you. He's going to make the people, they're going to kneel. I will kneel to them that kneel to thee. I will spit on him that spit on thee. That's what blessing and curse truly are. Can y'all see the picture of that? Hallelujah. Have you ever heard this before? Nobody can keep all of these commandments. Y'all ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, Brother John, can't keep these commandments. These commandments are too mighty. These commandments are too hard. Can't nobody keep all of these commandments where the scripture say contrary. Shemot, which is Exodus chapter 20, verse 6. Shemot, Exodus in Hebrew is Shemot 20 and 6. Come on, what it say, brother?
Shemot 20 and 6. In showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
He's going to show mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Now, what does the word keep mean? Is that a concrete word? In other words, can you hear it, see it, taste it, smell it, or touch it? No, it's abstract. Abstract, mental assent. It's a word that does not a good word to use in order to understand what's really being said. Keep is abstract. The word keep is the word shamar in Hebrew, 8104. The word shamar means to guard. Can you see that in your mind's eye? To protect. Can you see that in your mind's eye? To cherish. Can you see that on display? Are y'all hearing that? To guard, to protect, and to cherish. That's what the word keep means. Y'all think keep, when you hear that, doing everything right, getting everything correct. It's not what it means. The word keep means to guard. It means to protect, and it means to cherish. So when he says keep my commandments, he ain't say get everything right and do everything right. He's telling you to guard. He's telling you to protect, and he's telling you to cherish. Now, the question is, can you guard the commandments? Can you protect the commandments? Can you cherish the commandments? And the answer is a resounding, yes, I can. If you love them anyway. Devarim, which is Deuteronomy in Hebrew, 31 and 20. What did it say, brother?
Devarim 31:20. Then will they turn unto other gods and serve them, and provoke me, and break my covenant.
The word break, is that a concrete word? No. The word break is an abstract word. It comes from the English thinking and the English perspective. And it doesn't give you the true understanding what it means to break the covenant of Yahweh. The word for break is parah. 65 in Hebrew. Parah means to trample underfoot. Trample underfoot. That's what that word break means. So when we talk about breaking the commandments, we're talking about taking what the Father said, taking his covenant, and trampling it under your feet. Giving it no value to it, giving it no type of respect or honor whatsoever. Anything you put under your feet is something that is worthless. That's why he talks about salt. When salt loses its savor, it ain't good for nothing to be trampled under the foot of men. And the Father's saying, when you break my commandments, it's like you taking that word, like the trifling or the unprofitable salt, and you throwing it in the street, trampling my commandments under your foot. Are y'all hearing that today? That's what the word break means. So now let's say it again. What did it say, brother? Read it with the new word in place.
And then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and trample my covenant.
Woo! Now you can see, taste, smell,
Mm.
taste, and touch. You can you understand trample, somebody trampling something. Just like if we go back and read this one, and instead of saying the word keep, put the word guard in that, brother. What did it say?
And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and guard my commandments.
Woo! Guard my commandments, cherish my commandments, or protect my commandments. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just like if I told you to if I gave you my wallet, I said, brother, can you keep my wallet? What I'm really telling you is, can you guard my wallet? Can you protect my wallet? Can you cherish my contents that I got in my wallet? Just put it in your wallet, so don't just be careless with it. I want you to keep it. I want you to protect. You'll say, absolutely, I can, brother. That's the same way he's saying with this word. Let's deal with these two words. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 11. We're understanding the Hebraic thought. Come on, what did it say, brother?
Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked.
What does the word righteous and what does the word wicked truly mean, coming to the ears of the Hebrew that got the Hebraic Israelite understanding of the word? When we deal with righteousness, we're dealing with correct or to stay on the path. When we're dealing with wicked, we're dealing with being lost or departing from the way. Righteous, I'm staying on the path. Remember, we're in the way of Yahweh. Remember, he told the children of Israel when they was in Egypt, I'm sending my angel to go before you. And this angel that I'm sending to go before you, he's going to keep you in the way so that you can get from the place of where you are into the place where I want you to be. And this angel that I'm sending, he's going to keep you in that way. And it says, beware that you don't get this angel upset, because he won't have no mercy on you. He'll kill you. He'll hurt you. He got a bad temper, this angel here. And if you get out of the way, because he has my name in him, and because he has my name in him, you can't play with him. Are y'all hearing that? So you have to stay on the path. You got to stay on the path. And staying on the path is when you become righteous. And when you are wicked, you are departing from the way, which means you're getting off the path. Are y'all hearing that? Come on now, read it, brother. Proverbs 10 and 11. What did it say?
The mouth of the one who is not off the path is a well of life.
Y'all hear that? The one that's not off the path.
Off the path.
He's the well of life. Woo, come on.
But violence covereth the mouth of the lost, or the one who is off of the path.
Don't that make sense? Violence is going to cover the person that's out of the way of Yahweh. You ain't going to be able to be in Yahweh's way and be off the path. It's either or. You're going to either be in his way or be off the way. There's no in between. See? And that's what happened when we get the translations in English. It makes everything gray. There's a lot of gray areas. There's a gray over here, gray over there. But the words of the scriptures are absolute. You ain't going to be both wicked and righteous. You're going to be either or. And I don't know about you, saints. I want to be found in the path of righteousness. Again, the Hebraic thought is concrete. It's dealing with the action and the function. The Greek and Roman thought and culture is abstract. It deals with ideas and words. Shabbat shalom, saints. Did y'all get something out of that? Understanding Hebrew thought and Hebrew thinking. Hallelujah. Did y'all get something from that word? Any questions?